Hello everyone, welcome to our class. So today's lecture is for standard 6 and subject is general science. So in the last lecture we start our new lesson, that is the third lesson, diversity in living things and their classification. Okay. So in this lesson we study the diversity in plants, how the plants are different from one another in various ways. Okay. So also we study the diversity in plants according to their mode of nutrition, means how they get their foods. Depending upon that, the plants are also classified, that is autotrophic, heterotrophic and insectivorous plant. So also we complete the next point, that is the structure of plants. Here we see all the parts of the plants, that is the part which is above the plant and part which is below the plant. So these are the root, stem, leaf, fruit and flowers. So in this way we completed all these points in your lesson. So next points in your lesson is need for classification of plants. So why there is a need is required for the classification of these plants. So here we study about how the plants are different from one another. Okay, there are number of plants, varieties of plants also seen in the same plant. So why their need of classification is important. So here we see up to the now information about lakhs of plants has been collected while studying the diversity in plants. They are classified for the sake of convenience on the basis of the similarities and differences in their structures, their organs and their characteristics. Means here on the land or on the earth we see the various types of plants, they are according to their shape, size. Okay, also some plants have some similarities and also some differences are there. Also the structure, means some plants are very short, some plants are very big, very tall. Some plants have a flower, some plants have doesn't have a flower. So in this way we see all the types of this plants. So how can we classify, how can we identify these plants? So for the convenience of their identification, the plants are classified into various types according to their similarities and differences. Also we study their structures and their organs, that is their body parts. So in this way we classify all the plants. So this classification is done by the scientist Carlos Linnaeus. Okay, the scientist Carlos Linnaeus made the first scientist, that is classification of plants. So first classification of plants is done by which scientist? That is Carlos Linnaeus. Initially it was his method of classification that was used by all. Means first he developed this method and other scientists developed this classification by using the method of this Carlos Linnaeus. Okay, so this part in your textbook will be reduced for this year. Which part? That is the observe and discuss. This total part will be, sorry, this total part is get reduced from your syllabus. So this is not for the exam. So here we continue the next point, that is the classification of plant. So how the plants are classified? So we know we can easily notice the differences in the shape and height of the plants in our surroundings. If we see this image, here we see there are, if we see the height of all these plants, some plants are very short, very short in height, and some plants are very high in the heights, means they are very tall in the heights, and some plants are have a big size, some plants have very short size or very weak size. So in this way we see all such type of plants in our surrounding. So by seeing its height and shape we can easily classify all the plants. Means first classification is depending upon their size and shape. So in this they ask the questions, that is what are the similarities between the mango trees and the other trees. So here we see first classification of plants. So in which way? First way is how the classification of plants can be done. So first way is according to the shape and the height of the stem. according to this concept, they are classified into four types, that is the trees, shrub, herbs and creepers. So one by one we see all these types. So here we see the image for all the types, that is herbs, that is the tree, then shrubs, herbs and creepers. Okay, so here all these picture are of these types of plants. So here we see these classification are done by according to the size and height of the stem. How they are classified? These are the trees, shrubs, herbs and vines. So first we see the trees. First type of the plant is the tree. So first question is that, here they use us the question, can you recall what are the similarities between the mango, banyan and the tamarind tree? So if you observe all the trees, so we see some similarities, like all the plants are big, they have a big stem. So here these are the tall plants. So some plants grow tall, also their stem or trunk is hard and strong. If we see this mango tree, the trunk of this tree, that is the stem, we also call stem. When stem is have a big size and it is strong, then it is called, what is called, that it is called the trunk. So if we see some plants grow tall, okay, after growing tall they acquire the stem in the form of trunk, that is it is a very strong and hard, it is not easily cut. So such type of stem is present in some plants. Okay, so they have branches at some height. So if we see the mango trees, they have such type of branches. Okay, at certain height they spread their branches as like this, so they bear flowers and fruits for many years. So such big plants, that is such trees which having strong trunk and having large branches are growing on the above part of this trunk. Such branches bears flowers and fruits for many years. So these trees survive for the many years, and each and every years they bear flowers and various types of fruits. Okay, so such plants are called trees. So trees are tall. How can we define the tree? Trees are tall, big and perennial, that is they live for many years. Perennial means the plants we can live or survive for the many years as it is, and also in each year they acquire flower and fruits on their branches. So such plants we call trees. If we see some images, in short we see what are the trees. Trees grows tall means the height of the plant of such type of trees are very tall. They have strong and hard stem. This stem also called trunk. If we see this image, this is grow tall. Okay, this have trunk or stem which is strong, it lives for many years, and branches, it acquire branches at certain height like this. Okay, so here we see some examples, that is mango tree, banyan tree and neem tree. So these are the some examples of trees. Next type, that is the shrubs. For this we see the question, what are the, if we see the question, they gives us that is, what are the similarities between the hibiscus, oleander and lantern plants? So if we observe all these plants, what we get the observations? So we get observations such like these such type of plants grows close to the ground. Okay, means it have very short height. They gives out branches very close to the ground, means their branches is also close to the height. It is not like as a tree have branches at certain height from the ground, but in shrubs the branches of that plants is very close to them, means it start from the earth surface. So they are shorter and smaller than trees. If we compare shrubs with the tree, the shrubs are smaller than the trees and also shorter. Okay, their length is also short, but they have thick and hard stem, but the stem of these shrubs are thick and hard. If we see the plants like oleander, hibiscus and lantern, coranti, and rose are the shrubs that may grow up to the 2 to 3 meters. Okay, so if we see this here example, these are the shrubs. Okay, also we see some another examples like oleander, hibiscus, lantern and coranti, and also rose plants. These are included in the shrubs. What are the features? They are short and smaller. Also they are very close to the ground. Their branches also arises from very close to the ground. And if we see the next type of the plant, that is the herbs. For this they use us the some plant, that is the, here you should observe the similarities between fenugreek and periwinkle plant. So if we observe these plants, we get knowledge like this. These plants grows 1 to 1.5 meter tall, means its height is very short as compared with the shrubs. So herbs also is a short plants up to the height 1 to 1.5 meter. The stems of the herbs, we see this point. Okay, the stem of the herbs are green and quite flexible. If we compare the stem of the shrubs and if we compare the stem of the shrubs and herbs, as we compare stem of the herbs with the shrub, then we get it is very weak. It is not strong as like a shrub. It is very weak and flexible. It can move easily, so it is flexible as compared to those of trees and bushes. So here herbs may live for a few months up to the 2 years, means the lifespan for these herbs is very short, that is it live maximum 2 years on the earth. So here according to the size and height of the stem, these are classified into trees, shrubs and herbs. Okay, so here we see according to the height of the stem, we see the shrubs, and these plants are classified into trees, herbs and shrubs. So again I explain the shrubs and herbs in short. If we see this image, you will understand very well. So these shrubs are shorter and smaller as like this. If we see this hibiscus plant and this rose plant, so it is shorter and smaller than the trees. It's a stem. If we see the stem of this hibiscus plant and also this rose plants, it is a it is a thick and hard stem, and it live for several years, means lifespan is of several years. So it acquires flowers time to time on its branches. So branches are very close to the ground. If we see for this branches are starts from this point. Okay, so it is very close to the earth. If we also see the rose plant, its branches also start from close to the ground. Here we see the example of hibiscus plant and rose plant. Okay, next type, that is the herbs. So herbs also grow, the height of the herbs is up to the 1 to 1.5 meter tall. Okay, if we see the example, that is the tulsi plant and mint plant. Mint man, in Marathi we say that pudina. Okay, so it grow, height of this plants is 1 to 1.5 meter. Okay, and then it is small than the shrubs. So green and flexible stem. So stem of these plants are green and very flexible. It can move easily like this here and there. Okay, it is very flexible stem, and it live for few months up to the 2 years, means this plant's not lifespan is very short, that is it live for the 2 years. Here we see the example of tulsi plant and mint plant. Okay, so here we see the classification of plants depending upon the height and size of the stem. So next we see next type, that is the vines. Here they give us a question, that is, can you tell, have you seen vines like pumpkin, then the railroad creeper, kaveli, watermelon or the grapevine? So how do they grow? If you observe all these plants, then by observing you should find out how they grow, means how they attach to the surface and how they get the support for growing. So here we see the next type of plants by observing these plants, that is the vines. So some vines need vertical support for growing. Means if we see in this image, some, here we see the some vines, these are also vines, these have grow at a vertical direction, means it required vertical support like this, as a stem of the tree. Okay, so some vines require the vertical support for growing, while some spread on the ground. If we see the pumpkin, watermelon, they are spread on the ground. It doesn't require the any vertical support. It can be spread and grow as it is on the ground. So climbers like the money plant have aerial roots. If we see the money plant, it have aerial root for finding the attachment of the support. Okay, so these roots helps to find the attachment, vertical attachment. So have you seen the cucumber tendrils that look like a spring? If we see the also grapevine, also cucumber, they have tendril like spring like structure. Okay, like this. So of what use could they be? Means such type of tendrils or aerial roots of this money plants. What are the function of this part? So touch the stem of any vines, what do you feel? If we touch the all the types of stem of this vine, it is very flexible, and it can easily break. It is very soft. So we see in this detail. So vines, if we see the some examples of vines, some vines needs vertical support. For the example, that is the bean plants. Bean plants require the vertical support. If we see, it required like it is a support, and on this support these are grow as like it is. Also we see the money plants. In money plants also they have such type of aerial roots. So these aerial roots helps to anchor or attach to the host plant or any support. So in this way, some vines need vertical support to the grow. It cannot withstand by itself as like a tree, shrub. So it requires support. Okay. For this, some plants have tendril like structure, and some plants, for example money plants, it have a aerial roots. With the help of this aerial roots, it can find out the supports and attach to the host. Okay, so some vines have tendrils. So these tendrils helps vine to climb over the supports. Means here what happened, these are the tendrils. Okay, these are the this spring like structure. Okay, like this. So these tendrils have a function, that is it attached to this host or support, and coil around this part. Okay, and then by this, with the help of this tendril, it get attached to the any host plant or supportive part. So here we see the example of cucumber vine. Okay, cucumber, if you see the example of this cucumber plant, it is a vine plant. So it also have this tendril structure. Okay, like this. And if we see, some vines are spread on the ground. If we see the pumpkin, okay, like this, pumpkin, watermelon, these doesn't require any support. It can grow by spreading on the ground like this. So here we see the vines. There are two types of vines. Some require support, vertical support, with the help of these tendrils, and also some plants have aerial roots like which plants, money plants, and some vines spread on the ground. So here we see the this next type of the plants, that is the vines. That is, these are the various creepers and climbers. Creepers means which require vertical supports. Sorry, creepers means which spread on the ground, and climber means which require the vertical supports. Okay, so here the next classification is depending upon the according to their life cycle. So these are also classified into three types, that is the annual, biennials, and perennials. If we see the next point, that is, can you tell for how many years do crops like bajra, wheat, corn, radish, marigold live? Means here you should observe the lifespan or life cycle of all these plants, and by observing this, you can classify these plants as annual, biennial, and perennial. So here first we should know about what is the annual plant, biennial plants, and perennial plants. So the life cycle of plants like jawar, sunflower is completed in 1 year. Means whole lifespan for this plant is only 1 year. Completed means after 1 year it acquires grains, and it is there is a mature grains are developed in that plant, Then this plant get died. After dying, we collect the grains from such plants. That is the jawar grains, sunflower. Okay. Then these plants are called annual plants. Means life cycle is completed within 1 year. So each and every 1 year we can, after 1 year we can get the such type of food stuff, that is jawar, sunflower. Not every month we can collect this such type of grains. We can collect such type of grains after 1 year. That is, some plants have life cycle of 1 year, or this life cycle is completed within a 1 year. Such plants are called annual. Okay, these plants are annual plant. And the another plants like carrot and beetroot, these plants have life cycle of 2 years. Okay, so these plants called biennials. Means the life cycle of plants which having 2 years, so such plants we call biennial plants. And shrubs like hibiscus and oleander, and trees like mango and gulmohar. Some types of plants like shrubs and trees, these plants live for the several years and bears flowers and fruit. So such plants, that is trees and shrubs, we call they are the perennial plants. Means according to the period of their life cycle, these are classified as a annual, biennial and perennials. If we see this in detail with the example, annual, biennial and perennial field. Example, first there is a sunflower is a annual flower, annual plant. Then carrot, beet, these are the biennial, means having 2 years life cycle. And perennial means some shrubs like hibiscus, and also some trees like mango. These are having several years alive, so life cycle is more. So such plants we call perennial plants. Okay, so according to the period of life cycle, these are classified in the three types, that is the perennials, annuals and biennials. Okay.